What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And today we are going to follow up on the Kaspa action since there is so much interest in this project and we've had quite a few comments. People want more reporting on the Kaspa TA. So here we are. Now, before I get started, let me remind you that this is not financial advice. Take this with a grain of salt. I'm just showing you what I think as far as calling the action as it's developing on the chart, which right now it is bouncing around and that development is happening as we speak. So since the last video, I was talking about what the possibilities were. We were talking price targets and I was telling you that I don't get too involved or worked up about price targets because it's a very dangerous thing to do. And I gave the reasons why. It's because we are in price discovery where, well, we were in price discovery, but now we're not. Now we've got data because we are correcting. So during that video, I was talking about the possibility of Kaspa making it up to this fib line here. Let me see. I can't remember which line that actually was. I think it is the 618. Yeah, 1.618. Okay, so that's the 1.618 line. And that is all that we had to go by as far as an upward target just using this fib retrace. And so we did do pretty well. We came close to that. We didn't quite make it to that line, but that was it worked out pretty well. We did pretty good at the time. We were sitting right here at around 1.3 cents. And then at the peak, let's see if we can measure that price at the peak. It did shoot all the way up to nearly 0.015. I think 0.0148, right underneath 0.15 or 0.015 is where it settled in. So we did get to print some volume on the VPVR, which is the volume profile visible range. This lets us know how much is bought and sold at a particular price point rather than during a time slot on the chart. So now that we have had this action, I tell you what, let me get rid of the fib there. We don't need it. We can go back to that later, but we'll hide that so we can see our VPVR here. We had a nice node here at the top. And then we had several more peaks, a little one here, several other nodes that formed, and these are popular price points. And then downstairs, we have the one that is below the support and resistance zone. So what is going to happen from here? Well, right off the bat, looking at the indicators, this is a correction. This is a pretty ugly, healthy correction. We have fallen off just like everything else. When Bitcoin took that big hit, it took a little while for Kaspa to catch up, but now we are getting a nice healthy correction, and that's okay. I'm not too concerned about that, and as I told you before, I'm riding this out. I'm not going to swing trade anymore on my bag. I know there's a lot of people that are waiting to see if they can get in at 1 cent or just below 1 cent. I know Simon out there is looking to jump in if we do correct down to 0.009, and it's possible we could get that. So here we are approaching the 50 EMA line, but we notice that the 200 is far below. And so what I'm thinking is that by the time we scoot on to the right on the chart here, this 200 could end up touching the support and resistance zone. So one possibility is that price does something like this and then comes back down into our zone, into the green box, and hopefully it serves as support and it bounces back up and goes back to this top volume node. But if it does not, if we fail the green box, we do have this big node here, which could be a price target. And then we could also go back downstairs to some of these bigger nodes down below. Okay. Point of control price is down at around 0.006. That would be worst case scenario. But we have 1, 2, three nodes that stick out before we get to the big one at 0.06. And so I would think that if we make it all the way and do a full stochastic cycle, that's probably what we'll be looking at. Now, also the MACD, I think we have completed this peak. So this is complete, and we do see a divergence of the slow line, the orange, and the fast line, the blue. And the blue is gaping away and running away from the orange, and we're printing solid red bars on the histogram. So that means momentum is strong, headed downwards. So we'll probably have to finish a full cycle downstairs below the zero line, and then once it comes back up, it could coincide with the time that we jump back into the support resistance box. And then we'll know, is it going to shoot up, or are we going to go back down and have some buying opportunities? If we do make it all the way back down to the point of control, I'll probably pick up some more. I might grab me another 50,000 or so. I've got 100,000 right now, and that's not a lot. You know, I'm not rich by any means. I don't have a whole lot of money to risk on this. But I'll add, I think that with the Rust rewrite going down and with a new major listing that we're going to see Kaspa on, things are looking positive. Let's jump to the one-day chart and then we're done. So on the one-day chart, we are reflecting the same. And usually when you see a bearish condition on the 4-hour and then a confirmation on the 1 day, you know that you're about to hit a swing point. Now, if this was looking bullish, we would have short-term bearishness on the 4-hour, slight correction, and then a move up to the next level. But we have a bearish chart on the 1 day, which says that 4-hour chart is within an overall possible downward trending trading channel. And we did a great job after this strong move up at the culmination of this bouncing around out of this upward trending trading channel. But this is probably our pivot point right here where we're going to see some downward action after this point. So here we are. We're going to call this a pivot. And we do have a red candle coming down out of that pivot point combined with a crossover on the stochastic. Here we are. We have the blue line diverging away from the red. We haven't gotten out of the oversold zone yet, but we had some seriously strong movement with the stochastic as we went 1, 2, 3, 4 times up here into the overbought zone. And what you noticed here is that when we bottomed out here, our next bottom coincided with a slightly higher low. The next bottom, we had another higher low. And then these two dips also produced higher lows. And so now what we're going to look for is to see if we get a lower low or if we break this point right here. We'll see what happens or if it becomes support. Now, the MACD does look like it has peaked out right here. We see that the blue line is starting to curl over. And we also see our first confirmed light green bar right there. And that means that momentum has changed. And this volume is a little bit less. And so we're going to see a trend downward possibly. And we might make it back to the zero line where we could get another set of red bars on the histogram. We only had a little touch here because that was during a bullish trending channel. And so if this is a swing channel, and what I mean by that, it means that all of your price action will fall within the boundaries of a channel, something like this. Okay, let's just draw some lines in here. It'll do something like this, you know, bouncing around between the upper and the lower limit, just like we did back during this upward channel and this downward trending channel. So we might get a repeat of this action over here where we get a good healthy correction. And we need that. We need a healthy correction and then consolidation. And we want to end up where we have a new channel that builds off of a new base. And as long as we are building some strong new bases, it's still looking bullish. Okay, so here was base number 1, and then we just kind of built it on up to the point of control price, and this is the highest low point there. And so maybe we'll draw a rectangle around this action, and we'll know if we come down to that, we should look for support when we get to the bottom of this box. And this is all hypothetical. Anything can happen, and we don't know how far this correction is going to go. So there's no promises on this. And I'm not trying to say that I have all the answers. I definitely do not. Okay, so take it with a grain of salt. Let's jump over to the comments and see if I missed any comments from the last Kaspa update. Here we go. I think we hit them all, but let's just jump back and look. We had my buddy Simon telling me to keep up the good work. Simon is looking for that 0.009. He might get his chance there, so don't miss out on the next dip, Simon. We want you to join the crew, join the Kaspa crew here. Super Rush said that he wished he got into it, but it looks like it's a pain to figure out how to buy. And then I came back and said that MEXC is the exchange, and also TXBit is one that I have bought Kaspa on. I'm using MEXC from now on, but both TXBit and MEXC are super easy. You can register in a snap, and both of them have a very intuitive platform. And all I did was send USDT from my MetaMask account over to MEXC. I may have sent it from Hotbit on the TRC20 with just the $1 fee. That's kind of nice. So it's pretty easy to do. You can send some USDT over to MEXC or over to TXBit in order to buy, and you're good to go. Carlos, thank you again for such a good, nice compliment there. I really appreciate that. And again, you know, it's comments like that that make me do what I'm doing. So I'm going to keep the information coming. So good to see Butte Andy back again. It's been a while since I've seen you. Shout out to Andy. Yay! And then this was a good question, I think, on the last one. Where was it? Somebody was asking me about trying to sell on an exchange. They were having problems getting their crypto off of an exchange. And so post another comment if that was you asking about how do you get your money out after you sell. It was a pretty basic question. Let's see here. What else did I want to say? We had a good comment about going to the North Pole here from my brother Val in Russia. Shout out to Val. Yay! And I told him that I'm going to be putting on my Santa Claus outfit, and I'll be up at the North Pole waiting for Kaspa to join us on top of the world. So let's get it done. All right. Someone else mentioned Zen Crypto. I don't know much about Zen, but I will check it out. And let me know if you have a coin you would like me to look at some technical analysis on. I'd sure be glad to take a look if it is a legit coin. Well, that's about all I got for now, but I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Pro channel. And if you would like to support the channel and help me to defray the costs of production, which are increasing every day, please do so with a super thanks. And I would thank you in advance. Post your comments. Let me know what you'd like me to look at. And we'll be back very soon with Kaspa action as this all plays out. This is Carlton, and I am out.